Okay, I know I say this a lot, but this could be the best lunch spot we've ever picked. It's flat, right off the trail. We both got a great tree to lean on. It's just about on the top of the ridge. It's a warm day. I'm not sure what it is, but probably in the 50s anyway. Yeah, something like that. So we made five. We started at 8:30. We had to take about a 30-minute break to do the resupply. You saw that. And we put in 5 miles by 11:45. So for us, that's hooking them up. We had a pretty good climb. I don't know, 500 or 600 or 700 feet. I'm not sure. Right in the middle of all this, but the last mile of the trail so far has been coming through the woods and a lot of pine saplings, and it's just been great. So 5 out of 9, so we're over halfway. I'm going to get to the shelter this evening. Probably be there a while. We're still leaning heavily on taking a 0 tomorrow. We had enough food, extra food in our resupply cache. Imagine that. To be able to stay over a day. We're switching away from our oatmeal breakfast because we're just about out of them, and we're just relying a lot on bars, protein bars, mostly protein bars. And yeah, but this is a gorgeous area. I mean, look around here. It's just really pretty. This is a really nice pine forest. I like the pine forests the best. They're not the prettiest, but they have pine needles on the ground and not big ol' ass oak leaves that cover up all the rocks. Sorry there, but yeah, so you want to share anything there? Oh, look.
No, it's just been a really pretty day. The ups haven't been too steep. It's been a long up, but they hadn't been horribly steep. We've crossed a lot of ravines, so there's a lot of little ups and downs and ups and downs. And
yeah, we had that yesterday too, remember? We must have run through 8 or 10 rock ravines that we had to navigate.
We did.
But yeah, it's been a good day. And we're looking forward.
Signal. We haven't had any signal for quite a while, so we don't know what the weather is, except that there's supposed to be a 100% chance of rain tomorrow. So
yeah, up to 2 inches. A lot of thunderstorms all day long. So we polled the folks on the official Ouachita Trail site. There's some real experts, a lot of them, and thanks to all of them. If you get to see this, we asked them what they thought about doing, whether we should 0 at the shelter or try to hike through the rain. And we got kind of a toss-up as far as responses go, but I think the consensus was we've never hiked that far in the mountains. We've hiked 15 and 16 miles on flat trail before, on the Lone Star hiking trail there in Texas, but with packs this heavy and after being on the trail 5 days, this is our 5th day of hiking since we got back on trail. In that kind of weather, we just decided it was not a good risk. So we will get to the shelter this evening. We'll try to get some more pictures and footage along the way, and we will see you there. I was just stopping here to take a picture, but it's just so pretty. The rock formations here, I'm having to take some video too. Just so pretty. Hey folks.
Howdy.
We made it.
Woohoo!
We're at Oak Mountain Shelter. Right at 9 miles to get here, 9 miles to get here. A killer hill that we had to come up, 430 feet of elevation.
At the end, it doesn't count all the elevation at the beginning.
No, we came up over 1,500 total, but that 400 at the end was a booger. But again, we crushed it. I thought we still had a half a mile to go, and because Look was holding out on me, not telling me about the mileage. And all of a sudden, or suddenly rather, there was a sign that said, Oak Mountain Shelter that way. So it's just about a 1/10 of a mile walk down to here to this overlook. Not really an overlook, but I'll show you. So shelter, got a good scenic view all the way around. Of course, this is the west over there. So the weather's going to come in right over there.
Yeah.
And we're not looking forward to it. But we are prepared. We got plenty of food. We got plenty of water. And then what we do is, on the front edge of the shelter right there, where the drip line is, we put our pots out. We got a couple of pots that we carry all the time, titanium pots that we cook in. And we'll put those out and we'll catch water in them and then put them into one of our squeeze bags and we'll squeeze them through the filter. So by the end of the day tomorrow, with the rain that we're expecting, we'll have tons of water. So we've got north sides to cook and ramen to cook and beans maybe to eat. Trail magic's trail magic, right?
Yes,
wherever you find it. And we have because we got our food case that we picked up, so we got plenty of food. So there's no tarp in this shelter, which is kind of a bummer. We typically put a tarp out on the floor underneath us to keep the wind from coming up through the floorboards. Just give us so our stuff doesn't fall through the cracks either. But we got a plastic that we carry to put under our tent, which, by the way, is right over there. You can see we laid our tent out over the table because, if you remember a few days back, we got it wet. Rained on us all night ahead of the last front.
Yeah.
And so we dried it out a little bit a couple days ago, but didn't yesterday. We just kind of forgot. So it's going to dry out. I'm going to flip it over in a minute. Let the other side dry out good. That Dyneema fabric dries out pretty fast. It doesn't absorb anything. And so now begins the long zero.
Yeah.
So we're going to be here, whatever time it is. It's about, what, 3:30?
Gosh, I don't know. 3:37. Yeah.
So we're going to be here about 39 hours. We're going to try to hit the trail really early, Friday morning?
Yeah.
And at like 6:30, and we're going to do a 15-miler. We haven't done a 15-miler in the mountains before, so we've said that already. But we're going to give it a shot. At about 10 miles, we have to cross Crystal Prong Creek, which is going to have tons of water in it because of the rain tomorrow. So we're a little apprehensive about that. But there is a campsite on this side of the creek and the other side. So if it's impassable, I guess, we can camp there. And then we'll just be 5 miles from the shelter the next day. And we'll probably go past it and go to the next one or something. No, that's not a problem. We just didn't feel like being adventurous enough to hike our first 15-miler in a torrent. Yeah, so we're not going to do that. Elevation change tomorrow. I mean, on the day when we hike out of here, the elevation change over the 15 miles is only a couple thousand feet, right?
Up. About 2,000 up, about 3,000 down. So
yeah, so lots of ups and downs, net down. So that shelter's got to be lower, obviously lower than this one. And we'll just eat the elephant a bite at a time. We'll just kick leaves for 15 miles.
Yeah.
And probably get our feet wet for the first time. We haven't had to actually wade any of the creeks or the river. Everything was low enough that we rock hopped.
That was wonderful.
And we're hoping that that's the case too when we get to Crystal Prong. I think
we'll see.
But if not, and we're 57 miles from the finish line. We've hiked 167.
Something like that.
So we're like 56 or 57 miles from the finish line. So we're loving the hike, and we are dying to get our butts back to Kirbyville.
Oh, yeah.
We miss the full draw.
We do.
And we miss you guys. We'll talk to you later in the day. Good morning, campers. Yeah, you'll notice it's a little early. It's 6:38. We've decided to pull the plug on our zero at the shelter and hit it. The rain forecast is much lower. Let's see if I can manage this. Yeah, the rain forecast is much lower for today. So we were up early. We woke up at 5:15 anyway, probably to go to the restroom. And sorry about the sniffling, but we looked at the forecast, and the forecast for the day went down from 2 inches of possible rain to a half an inch. No thunderstorms in the forecast, just rain. Not going to start till after 8 o'clock, so we're going to try to hit the trail before 7, get down the trail. We got more than one option. We can always camp. There's camp sites at several places along the way, including at the creek where we're going to go get water, the creek that we're worried about crossing. I don't think we're going to be really worried about it at all now because of the reduction of the rain total. So it's just not going to be hard to cross because it's been so dry up here for so long this fall. So we're going to hit the trail pretty soon. Just wanted to check in with you, let you know it's going to be a long, hard, wet, nasty day. But once it's done, it's done. And we get a day back that we were going to lose. So see you down the wet, cold, rocky trail. Hey folks.
Howdy.
Not sure if you can hear us or not for the rain.
Oh, it's loud, 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 isn't it?
And the occasional thunder, a little bit of lightning and thunder. But yesterday we told you after a day and a half of deliberation, had a solid plan for zero at the shelter. The shelter?
Oak Mountain.
Oak Mountain Shelter. That's what we were going to do. And then at 5 something this morning we woke up and one of us checked the weather forecast.
That would be me.
I think I already said this in the last video, but anyway, the rain chances are still 100%, but the total rainfall was a lot. And so we just decided, because we didn't have any better sense, to take off. So we hiked 15 miles today.
Woo!
It rained all day. We slipped and slid, and I fell once. And
Gusty winds so bad at Blackside Pinnacle. It's blowing me over.
So we got here though. We got here at a great time. We got, for us, 4:30. The last hour and a half or so was miserable because the thunderstorms finally started coming in, and it was really just pouring on us. So we did get across Crystal Prong Creek in easy fashion. The rain hadn't affected it yet. We got water there. I had to stand in the creek to get water, but hell, my feet were so wet it didn't really matter. And we skipped lunch.
Yeah.
We had lunch for dessert this evening. Part of it anyway. We had the most amazing broccoli, cheese, rice, ramen, tuna delight.
Yeah.
For dinner, and then a bar for dessert, and had some hot tea to warm us up, because we were just chilled to the bone after walking. The temperature wasn't horrible today, it was 45. So 45 and raining all day. We hiked 2,000 feet of elevation gain, and one of them was 600 feet. In one hike. It was pretty tough. I only took one picture because I couldn't get my phone out because it was just raining so bad. We wanted to say that we, against all odds, made it to the next shelter. So we are 40 miles to the finish line. There's a shelter after this one that's set at 7 miles away. We probably won't stay there. We'll probably go past that, depending on how we feel in the morning with all our soaking wet clothes on that we took off tonight. It'll still be soaking wet. So we're going to try to blast past the shelter and get into that 30-mile stretch of private land, and we're going to try to camp twice and get out of there Sunday. We're going to try to get out Sunday. We probably won't though. Probably have to get out sometime Monday during the day, but we're going to try. Anyway, took forever for old look here to get warmed up. She was just really chilled to the bone. But good dinner and good cup of tea. We're going to be okay now. You may not be here at any of this because of that pouring rain on that metal roof. But if you did, we're glad you're with us, and we'll see you in the morning. So I wanted you to see what we looked like right after a nice 30-minute pack-off break. We're all loaded back up, ready to hit the trail. We're just right at 4 miles, right?
Yes.
4 miles in a couple of hours. So we just took us a good pack-off break. The terrain has been varied. It's a perfect high mileage day. Just haven't had a lot of high mileage trail, but we're doing good. We're 3 miles from Nancy Mountain Shelter.
Yes.
And then we're going to go to 2 more miles to our food cache. And then we were just commenting on, once we get past our food cache, we're going to be way below 1,000 feet of elevation the whole rest of the hike, most of it less than 600. So we're pretty excited about that. Catch you down the trail. Oh, hey guys.
Oh.
You're here just in time for lunch. We're really roughing it now. We don't have any trail mix. We ran out of trail mix. But these do have crunchy peanut butter in them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something right there. Anyway, we are at a picnic table outside of Nancy Mountain Shelter. Now the significance there is that we love Nancy, because her shelter is only at like 1,000 feet or 1,100 feet instead of 2,500 feet like some of these dang shelters seem to be.
And Nancy is the last shelter on the trail.
No more shelters. We got to go home. We're not staying here. It was 7 miles. We've hiked 7 miles till lunch. Got here at 10 after 12, which is pretty great. We're finally getting our trail legs, and the trail's getting a little easier.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to blaze it on the next 30-something miles. So yeah, we are less than 40 miles, probably 33. We're 33 miles to the finish line.
That's
from
correct.
here. So
That's
this
right.
is mile 190.
So in a couple more miles, we have our last food cache. Last.
Yeah, I thought about
All
that.
of these things are wonderful. Last shelter, last food cache.
We had 7. I think we had 7 food caches, plus what we started with.
Yeah.
And we're down to 1. And we're going to go get it in 2 miles. And we really don't care what's in it. It's just something to eat to get us home.
Yeah.
But we are cold soaking. We're going to cold soak some English peas. We dehydrate a lot of stuff. We dehydrate ranch styles and carrots and green beans and occasionally mixed vegetables. But what else? We've done chickpeas.
Oh, yeah.
And then we add them to something, typically mashed potatoes. We buy the ore out of mashed potatoes, the big, like 8 serving packages, because they're so easy to cook. You just boil some water and throw the water in and stir it up. But we cold soak these, so we'll cold soak these till dinner time, and then add these in there, just to add a little something, a little protein, a little flavor, a little variation. So that's what's, I think, for dinner this evening.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's a good day. I just keep hoping the blasted rocks will run out before the trail does. But I'm not optimistic. But I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna show you Nancy Mountain Shelter. What a delightful area this is, right on the side of the mountain, kind of on the ridge. And these shelters are just the bomb, I'm telling you. We've stayed in the shelters on the Appalachian Trail, and they're nice and all that stuff, and they're bigger, and some of them have fireplaces. But I'm telling you, the Ouachita Trail shelters, and the ones on this side of the shelter, they, instead of having a little open gravel area under the porch, they've decked it. So literally, when you get to the shelter, you can take your shoes off, put your socks on, and
it's wonderful.
Unless you got to go to the restroom, you don't have to leave the shelter, the porch. You can just do everything. So it's really fabulous. So yeah, well, we'll get with you later on down the trail. I do want to show you the shelter because it's just such a cool one. How about that, huh? So decked inside, so everybody just kind of sleeps on the floor, and then you cook on those little benches out there in front, and got benches to sit on. The last shelter we were in actually had 4 metal folding chairs, which was so fabulous because when we got there, you remember, we were frozen to the bone and all that. So anyway, there's look, and we're going to tell you later for now. And there's the trail. Right there is Arkansas Highway 9. We are at the trail. Hey there. Say hey there, look.
Howdy. Hey there.
Yeah, so look is working on our food cache. The significance of this food cache is it's the last one. So you see we do the ammo boxes. We've shown you those before. She's sorting out our last 2 days and 2 days and a breakfast just to be on the safe side. You see there's the Trailhead sign right there. Our last 2 days, so we've got from here we have about 30 miles. We're going to try to knock out another 3 or so this afternoon. It's 3 o'clock, so we can probably do that. If we want to night hike a little bit, we can even do more, but we'll see. We hiked 15 miles yesterday. You know how grueling that was. Anyway, we're doing that. I also filled up our water. We had a gallon jug of water here, which the empty goes back into our food cache. We'll come pick those up when we get off the trail. Otherwise, everything's going. This has been, if yesterday was our worst day of hiking, I'm going to say it was mine.
Today's pretty good.
I'm going to say today's one of the top ones. Yeah, pretty good. Come along.